evening, we bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paolo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. And in tonight's game plan, we'll talk about some epic volleyball action and updates on the Gilas Pilipinas pool.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game.
Welcome to the show. After a hard-fought victory against the Creamline Cool Smashers, the Petrogazz Angels are one step away from the 2023 PVL All-Filipino Conference title. Let's relive the highlights from Game 1 and get a preview of tomorrow's crucial face-off with volleyball analyst, our good friend Aiel Estoñera is back here on the game. Aiel, good evening. Welcome back.
Good evening. Thanks for having me again.
Oh, as always, it is our pleasure. But before we talk about Creamline and Petro, partner, let's talk about F2 getting ahead in their series in the battle for bronze against the PLDT high-speed hitters. How did you see that match? Medyo masama yung kanilang simula, and then they recovered in sets 2, 3, and 4 in the presence of their Coach Ramil. Yes.
Exactly. For PLDT again, they started strong. Joel Samonte stepped up for Man Mendres, who was on the bench. Joel started in the first 6. But for F2, they found their momentum in the second set, and then they just never looked back after that. They really pulled away. For me, it was really their blocking and the serving that helped them. They had 18 big kill blocks.
Sounds familiar with the LaSalle blocking and serving.
They really maximized their strength in that. And Abby Maraño, just being infectious with their energy and intensity, it gave a lot of confidence to her teammates as well.
Felt like a throwback performance from F2, and of course, let's see how that develops in the future. Now, moving on into the finals. First of all, what a game. And I don't know how to describe it, but then if you were to try and put it in a nutshell, what did we see in this particular contest?
Oh, just really great quality of volleyball. Like, big talents, a lot of veterans just really showing their wit and their talents and then playing. So for the Petrogazz Angels, they just came in prepared. They didn't use a lot of power in terms of attacking, but they really did recognize the holes and the weak spots and the defense pattern of the Creamline Cool Smashers. The reason why Creamline was a bit of like disorganized in their defense, but the bright spot for Creamline is that a lot of their attacks, their combination plays really worked for them, but they really needed that first touch because Gia de Guzman was really trying to chase the second ball a lot of times in that game.
Right. You know, obviously I covered that game number 1, and I covered her whole college career, and I was about to say, I've never seen her ball chase as much as I don't think I've ever seen her execute as many dig passes in a game as much as I did last night. Which means, Aiel, for the audience, what does that mean that she could not get the right tosses last night?
Definitely, the Petrogazz Angels really worked on their service. They made sure that they would challenge the first ball of the Creamline Cool Smashers, because when you play against a team who plays a system that is fast, low sets, you would really want to put them out of system a lot of times because you would want them to be more predictable, because when you're out of system, a lot of times you just set up the wing attacker. So the reason why Petrogazz Angels also played well in their blocking, they were very much in sync. The net defense was very much in sync in their floor defense because they were marking the right angles, and their blocking formation was very much established.
It just felt that they were ready for everything that Creamline would throw at them. But of course, speaking about being ready and speaking about experience, Jonas Sabete in particular had a great game, all-around performance. You can go through the numbers here of Sabete: 18 points, 16 from attacks, 2 from blocks, and 15 excellent receptions and 10 digs. You take a look at that, it just feels like an all-around performance and something that needs to be replicated if they want to get over Creamline.
And it's not just Jonas Sabete. It was everyone, the Petrogazz Angels, on their side. The wing attackers, specifically Jonna and Gretchen Soltones, were very on point. And the reason why they had to, because they're not only attacking, they made sure they also contributed in the floor defense, which was very effective on their side because they converted a lot of points off counterattacks.
Let's go through, we have time anyway, so let's go through some individual performances and what impressed you. Jonna, back-to-back POGs, by the way. Last game of the semifinals, she was the POG. again stepping up with averaging 15 points in that semifinals, and then now another POG. Does it concern you, first question, about the whole cramping thing? Kasi medyo dalawang beses na. And two, who else stood out for you when we break down the individual performance?
Oh, definitely Jonas Abete is one, but Cheng just doing an amazing job in terms of playmaking, because we always highlight the setters, because when you're in the pros and when you're in the finals, now, the setter plays a very big role because everyone's good in blocking, everyone's good in defense. So the setter, she creates the spaces and the blocking, especially for them, that Creamline is also a good blocking team. Cheng just really created those spaces so that her attackers would be in a comfortable position to attack.
You know, again, for Cheng, 20 excellent sets in that game. And of course, we talked a bit about the scoring a while ago. There were just actually a lot of contributors. Obviously, Sabete led the charge with 18. But then Aiza Pontiles with 15, MJ Phillips with 14, and Gretchen Sotones with 14 as well. You go to the other side, you mentioned a while ago that, okay, that first ball needs to be handled a lot better. What are the, I guess, the easier adjustments or the most obvious adjustments Creamline have to make if they want to get over this hump?
Oh, they just have to be stronger in terms of the first ball, because honestly, both teams really displayed great work and team chemistry and execution yesterday. Like the score would say a lot about it, but on the side of Creamline, they just need that first touch, because again, they have the top 3 most efficient attackers on their side, and they're the best setter, number 1 setter after the eliminations in Gia de Guzman. So they just need to execute. And I think what was the most crucial for Creamline was their errors towards the end of the set. It was very costly because it was when they were 20, Petrogazz was in 21. It was too close for them to make that error.
In a game like that, 26-24, 25-23,
Exactly.
all of these sets, it's when those errors, because they were making the point, Ish, our partner yesterday, was making the point, it was clean volleyball basically, right?
For both teams.
For both teams. The errors were not as much, but the timing power of those errors.
Exactly.
The service error of Celine in the first set, I think. The service error of Mitch.
And again,
the net touch.
Exactly. Petrogazz also, players wasn't aggressive. Coaches were very aggressive in calling the challenges, and they were successful most of the time. The net touch of Gia de Guzman in that fourth set, as well as Tots Carlos. Those were 2 last points in the last 2 sets.
Correct.
So
Match point nga yung isa.
Very crucial.
Wow.
Yeah, and of course, looking forward to it. I don't know how we can actually preview the next one, because it is just, everything's just so
hard.
in the balance. But then, if you were to decide, or if you were to predict at which part of the game will the game be won, at what particular aspect of it, what will separate these two?
7 sets!
No! When I talked about this off air, it's hard to tell. It's
really
these kinds of teams and kinds of games that even analysts could have a very difficult time to predict. It's just hard.
The best thing to do is just watch.
Exactly.
Tomorrow.
And enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Enjoy it. Ayel, maraming salamat.
Prepare for another nerve-wracking one. Ayel, salamat.
All right, so after the break, we'll hear from the champions of girls volleyball, the NU Nazareth School Lady Bullpups. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're still watching the game. Dominance is nothing new for the National University Nazareth School. After a thrilling third game, the Lady Bullpups remain on top after 3 hard-fought battles. Now, with us to talk about their journey to the gold are the champions themselves, Abigail Pono, Rob Cilia, Kian Olango, and Coach Villet Ponce de Leon. Ladies, congratulations!
Hello.
And welcome to the show.
First question, nasa ng t-shirt namin ni Paolo?
Wala ta kasi. Anyway, tama yan.
Nakalimutan.
Oo,
Loko lang.
Coach Villet, first of all, congratulations. Back-to-back titles, all right? 6 titles in the last 7 seasons. How special was this one in particular, knowing that na-push kayo to the third game? The first 2 games were won in 5 sets.
Yes.
Just how special or how hard was yung title na to?
It's really hard, as you've mentioned, kasi nga, 2 5-setter games yung first and second game. But it's hard because we need to regroup twice. Not just twice, but sabihin ko ng thrice because we regrouped before kasi we went to that game 1. We already battled against Adamson. So it's also a hard-fought match. It was also 5-setter, right? No? 5-setter din siya. So we need to regroup thrice for this game. And each regrouping, we have to go back to the basics. And that's why it's really very, parang ano siya, challenging for us because we need to find ways to make things work for the team.
And that's what champions do.
Yes,
You try to
absolutely.
find ways. Abigail, first of all, congratulations sa MVP. Nahanay ka na sa mga MVP ng finals ng NU, di ba? Yung mga Faith, mga Belen, si Alinsug, yung last na finals MVP na nasa seniors na. How does that feel? Nandun ka na kasama doon sa mga ganung pangalan at last year mo pa.
Masaya po. Sobrang saya po kasi una sa lahat, pinaghirapan po namin yung larong yun. At nakuha po namin yung goal namin na mag-champion.
Finals MVP, best setter si Abigail. And of course, si Kian, best opposite hitter and season MVP.
Yun din yung mga pangalan na nabanggit. Same.
Absolutely. And you take a look at yung, first of all, nag-sweep kayo ng eliminations, 10-0. Then bigla kayong natalo sa game number 2. Paano naapektan yung mental ninyo, yung mindset ninyo going into the third one, game 3? Because you did sweep game 3, pero close pa rin yung mga score eh.
Tsaka Paul, kung madagdagan ko rin, yung streak nyo na break, ano? Was it 23 or 24, Coach? 23? So, naglaro ba yun sa utak nyo? Yung not just the 10-0, pero yung 23 winning streak?
Siguro po, naglaro talaga yun sa utak ko kasi galing po ako dun eh. Kasama po ako sa season 82.
Correct.
So, parang inisip ko po, nawala na yung streak namin, nawala na yung pinaghirapan, pero hindi pa naman tapos yung laban, pero kasi yung goal namin, mag-champion talaga. Hindi naman sa i-continue yung streak. Na ano naman namin yung goal namin, kaya masaya pa rin na champion.
Marami kasing hindi nakakapag-recover sa ganyan, ano? Rob, yan, speaking of mental, ikaw yung nagbigay ng championship point, if I'm not mistaken, yung match point. Doon sa service ace, di ba? Alam mo na yung tatanong ko, yung previous service, si Coach Villet namumula na si Rob, Coach. Yung previous service, error. Medyo mabigat yung error na yon. Take us through yung mental, yung mga iniisip mo going into that next service na nag-gave you the championship point.
Okay, so basically po, kasi coming from error, yung mindset ko talaga po is ipapasok ko po. But there was something different sa nung pagdating ko po sa service line. So like, yung sa head ko po was like, parang training lang po. Parang training lang to. Pasok ko lang yung service ko. Yun po, pumasok po.
Hindi mo na naisip yung error? Kinalimutan mo na?
Opo, wala na po.
Yun ang totoo,
Parang training lang. Grabe yung mindset na yun. But Coach, the key to this program is yung consistency. Being able to always have great talent, always have the great mindset and the great team together. Despite yung mga changes, again, key losses from last time. Alisa Solomon, Bella Belen, si Coach Rejego. How do you keep it up, yung standard na yun?
this is a totally different team.
Yeah.
So what remained to from the previous roster was maybe Kian and Abe only. And Abe was not really used as a first setter back then.
Nung last year.
Oo, nung previous win nila.
Correct.
But the girls really stepped it up. And we just balanced the program na being a new team and merong kaming goal. Just yun lang eh. The pressure of retaining the championship, the pressure of continuing the streak, medyo ni-scrap muna namin yan eh. We just want
Hindi
to...
nyo pinag-uusapan.
We just want to make it a point na have a good game, execute well yung mga ano namin, yung mga pinag-ensayuhan namin, and eventually win the game.
Yes.
We've already passed through numerous tournaments, mga 4 tournaments before na nag-champion naman kami. Even the nationals ng Revisco, nag-champion naman kami. So sabi namin, UAAP is a totally different game. It's a totally different tournament. And with these girls heads on their shoulders, hindi po ako nagkaroon ng doubt na we can get it.
Okay, nakatulong ba, and you can all answer this, that in that last game nandun yung mga ate nyo? Andun lahat sila, Eliza, di ba? Nanood sila, Micaela, Belen, they were all there. Sila Joyme, La Camila, who are all part of that program, obviously, and gave some of those championships to NUNS. Anong pakiramdam na nanood sila ng live doon sa Paco Arena?
Ano po siya, parang nakaka-inspire po since women's po sila, champion sila, tapos nanonood po sila sa laro namin. Parang, nanonood yung women's? Parang gano'n po yun.
So walang pressure yon, more na-inspire kayo.
Opo.
And of course, Rob, you take a look at again, I was seeing the highlights a while ago, yung crowd na yun, yung the pressure of the moment, na-mention mo nga, parang practice lang. Can you really shut things out like that to be able to perform the way that you did?
For me po, like, hindi po ako nag-ano ng pressure sa court po. Pero syempre po, kapag mag-error, may pressure po talaga. Pero yung ano lang po is, you need to you need to focus lang po sa laro talaga.
Okay.
And you should, wala na po yung crowd, dapat wala na. You need to just play your best po.
Right. Coach, that's 6 of the last 7 years. That streak was broken, obviously, nung Zubel, sila Coach T. Naalala ko yun with sila Angel Canino and that. You've been part of wars also, but from a different, di ba, with UST, panahon nila Ea, going up against sila Faith din, back in the... How can you, as a last question, how can you tell the people out there how intense the girls' volleyball tournament is now? It's super competitive now, Coach Villet.
Yeah, compared, sabi nga doon, Gretchen is here. She's been my player back then, high school din.
Right.
Comparing those times ng high school noon and now, it's really medyo level up na talaga siya. And the competition is really tougher.
The recruitment is tough.
The recruitment is tougher. It's a good thing that we have these titles na nga rin, that they believe in the program.
Right.
The proper program talaga really works, especially sa mga teams na who really wanted a grassroots na magpo-progress. And how you implement the program and how the players na magre-react dun sa program, it's really a big plus factor. Kaya that's why you can see we're not the only team who's doing a good program now, and other teams are doing it as well. That's why the competition is really tough, and the recruitment is also tough. That's why we have this level of high school volleyball na ngayon.
Ganda.
Masaya.
Coach, maraming salamat, girls.
Congratulations!
Again, congratulations. Coach, one of your biggest fans is right there recording you right now. Girls, we can't wait to see what's going to happen in the next part of your career. And of course, Coach, continue the program. We can't wait to see the next generation.
Si Abigail, next year, makikita na natin sa women's. Yan, okay.
Saan kaya?
Okay!
Wagas.
Before we break news, after the break,
Nagalit si Coach Villet.
we'll take a look at the Gilas Pilipinas national team pools ahead of the Southeast Asian Games. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back. You're watching The Game. The Samahang Basketball ng Pilipinas has submitted its national team pools to the Philippine Olympic Committee for the upcoming 32nd Southeast Asian Games. Headlining the men's 5-on-5 pool are PBA champions and multiple MVP awardees such as Jumar Fajardo, Scott Thompson, and Justin Brownlee. Over 28 names were submitted by the SPP, featuring a mixture of national team vets, PBA stars, and young talents. Over on the women's side, they are looking to secure their third straight gold medal finish in Cambodia. Leading the pool is star center Jack Animam and UAAP Season 85 Finals MVP Christine Cayabyab, along with national team mainstays Afril Bernardino and Janine Pontejos. In the 3x3 category, the Gilas men's pool includes multiple champions from the PBA 3x3 tournaments with Almond Vosotros, Samboy De Leon, and Lurvin Flores. Naturalized player Ange Kawame will also be part of the initial pool to regain the 3x3 crown. As for the women's 3x3 pool, Jack Animam once again leads the charge along with members of the 2019 gold medal squad, Afril Bernardino, Janine Pontejos, and Claire Castro. All teams will look to bring the Philippine flag to the podium in Cambodia this May.
And speaking of 3x3 basketball, the NBA 3x Philippines made its highly anticipated return at the Mall of Asia Music Hall over the weekend. Adamson University took home the crown in the men's open, composed of Wilfred Jr. Magbuhos, Ivan J. Maata, John Arthur Kalisay, and Aaron Flowers. They defeated the SJ Elite 22-10 in the finals. In the women's side, the UST women's basketball team won over Eurotech's Dream 21-16 in the finals. Renelyn Ferrer, Ana May Takatak, Kent Jane Pastrana, and Catherine Rosel Junicio brought home the gold for España. Front and center for the festivities was NBA legend and 2006 champion Jason Williams, who inspired all the Pinoy hoopers at the event. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paulo De Rosario. This has been The Game.